back anyway, so it should be 2020 and 01 forward from Orange. Have 40 on the one percent. Don't want to miss them off over there, but going to get here. How much is that? If there's any Irish names, yeah, I'm just
So good afternoon and welcome to the Bangor Fuel Oils Arena. It's the final day of the Victory Shield 2017 and we start with all matches potentially meaning something. We've got a big match to start with, Scotland versus the Republic of Ireland, and a match that Ireland have to win. Even though they have a win and a draw under their belt, they still have to win this match to guarantee the trophy. Anything less than that, and then Northern Ireland, who are playing against Wales, also have a chance. Scotland, well, a victory here could mean that there's a mass share of the trophy around the place. We'll work the maths out a little bit later, but there is interest still for Scotland. Well, conditions here are absolutely wonderful. Really sunny day. The sun's just gone behind a cloud. The teams have warmed up, and it's fair to say Scotland have already named a strong team for this match. But I've caught up with both coaches beforehand, and this is what they had to say. Team for today.
Yeah, as I say, I thought the team that was named in Wednesday as well was a strong team, and it was. Yes, we're disappointed with the result, but as I keep on saying, this is a learning experience for the guys. And first half, they got punished. Second half, they came out and created numerous chances that if you take them in a bit more clinical, I think you go on and win the game.
Just a quick word on this Dembele kid, who everybody's talking about. He's a bit of a talent, isn't he? He's got that extra little bit of pace when he needs to. He's got the extra touch just to get past defenders. You know, that is a skill that's sometimes hard to find at youth level, at junior level.
Yeah, as I say, he is a fantastic talent, but I think we've got a good number of talented kids in there, and he is part of that jigsaw. And I say, yes, he excites you when he gets on the ball and stuff like that. Just, as I say, he's still learning. He's still got a long way to go before he's a professional footballer. But he's fantastic to work with, as everybody can see. Just loves playing football.
With one draw and one defeat, winning the title's unlikely. But having said that, mathematically, a big win today, and you could still be lifting that trophy at the end.
I don't even think it has to be a big one. I think you only share the trophy if it's in points. You don't go to goal difference. So there's a good chance if we win today and the other result goes for us and it's a draw in another game, then we can share the trophy. And that's what the goal is today, is to get our result first, and fingers crossed the other one goes for us as well.
Good to see the Victory Shield still using the original rules from 72 years ago, aren't they? But goal difference doesn't count, but there you go. Well, look, good luck today. It's going to be a great match. It's a lovely day. You know, any final words before your boys get out there?
No, they're just sent out to try and dictate the play, put the game plan into play, and as I say, go and enjoy it and learn from it.
James, thanks a lot. Take care. Paul, head coach for the Irish team. Big day for your boys today, a chance of lifting the trophy.
Yeah, we've given ourselves an opportunity with our results in the first two games, winning one and drawing one gives us an opportunity today to retain the trophy. Yes, it's going to be very, very tough. We're under no illusions of that. Scotland are very, very good side.
Well, I saw you at the Scotland match, leaving at the end, and you know, Scotland. They're obviously, you know, at this level, you're changing teams around. You're seeing your players. You're having a good look at them. Scotland in the second half came out with a totally different, setup, a much more attacking display, and that's the team they've named for today. So, are you wary of the second half Scotland team that we saw on Wednesday, that they could cause you some troubles?
Yeah, I didn't see the first half, so we only got to see the second half, and they were very impressive. I know they lost the game, and we had some very good opportunities to score. So the scoreline doesn't always reflect the performance. But yeah, well aware of the quality Scotland have. Same last year, quality side last year as well. We know it's going to be very, very tough today.
Last minute goal in your match against Wales, which unfortunately we weren't covering, but we've all heard about it over social media. Little moments like that sometimes make all the difference, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, the boys, in fairness, they kept battling. I didn't feel we deserved to be 2-1 down. I thought we were the better side in the second half. I thought Wales were the better side in the first half. Overall, the draw was probably a fair result, but it was great to get the equaliser so late into injury time, and shows the character within the group that they'll keep on battling.
Finally, conditions here absolutely beautiful for football. Just a slight breeze. Maybe goalkeepers might have a few troubles with sun in their eyes on crosses, but that's just about it, really, isn't it? It's a great day for football.
Yeah, the conditions are fantastic. The weather's been very kind to us during the week. There was a lot of rain, I think, forecast and bad conditions, but it's been very, very kind to us. So it's also up for a really good day.
Great stuff, Paul. Thank you very much.
National Anthem of Scotland.
So the national anthems of both teams ring out. You heard the interviews with both head coaches, and both going into this match on a little bit of an up here. Time to have a look at both teams. Scotland have named a very strong team. It's probably their strongest starting 11 they've got in this competition. It was noticeable in their match against Northern Ireland on Wednesday that they started with, I wouldn't say a weaker team. They threw in a few other players that maybe weren't regular starters, and it was very noticeable when we came to the beginning of the second half. Scotland absolutely threw the kitchen sink at the Northern Ireland team, and it was hats off to Northern Ireland for holding firm at the back. So Scotland with one draw and one defeat in their 2 matches, strangely enough still have a chance of sharing the title as well, which is quite freaky. This is their starting lineup. A lot of eyes, of course, Karamoko Dembele, who was obviously pretty talented kid. He's showed a few extra things in his match on Wednesday. He actually could have had 3 or 4 goals to his name, had a few things gone his way. Republic of Ireland team, very strong team themselves. They've got a couple of players who, in fact Scotland, Conor Barron and Sean Ward will not be starting. They are non-starters in this match. Republic of Ireland do have a full squad to choose from. As for the substitutes, there you see Scotland just 1 man down. There's a few players on the bench that we've already seen for Republic of Ireland that came on, and they it was a little bit unfair. I think a draw was possibly a fair result against Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland did hit the woodwork twice in that match, and possibly 1-0 would have been a fair result. But having said that, it was Ireland who walked away with the victory. So Ireland actually were losing 2-1, and it was a last-minute equaliser against Wales on Wednesday that grabbed Ireland the point. Otherwise, things would have been a little bit closer. With me today is Diarmuid O'Carroll, who's the Club Development Officer here at the Irish FA. I'm right in saying, I didn't ask you this pre-match, you played a long time at Crusaders, didn't you? And
yeah, no, I was lucky enough. I played in the league up here. I also played down south. I'm originally from the Republic, so I have a foot in 2 camps today for the game. So, and I was lucky enough actually to play in Scotland for 6 years as well. So, I hopefully have a decent opinion across the teams here today.
You're the perfect man for the Victory Shield, aren't you? Absolutely.
I know about that now.
Well, Scotland in their infamous pink outfits, which I'm not sure that's ever settled well with the Scotland fans.
No, we'll not miss them anyway, that's for sure.
It's almost like the Man United grey strip that they once had. But you certainly can't miss them on the pitch, that's for sure.
No, and I think there's a lot of top players from good sides here, as you say, but the Scottish team in particular, they're all playing at good clubs, and they're playing at a good level, so I'm intrigued to see if they can bounce back and get a result today.
Peter McGrath is our referee, and he gets us underway here. So just to summarise, a win for Ireland, and they will take the trophy, no doubt about that. But any other result, and they might be singing in the streets of Bangor a little bit later on tonight, as the Northern Ireland and Wales teams will be playing here at 5 o'clock. We're actually sat on the opposite half of the pitch as you're seeing, so we're in a little bit of comfort. There was rain anticipated for today, and it one truly has not come.
I think looking at the system early on, I think Ireland have already set up in a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 quite kind of system. So with number 10 leading the line there, so it'll be interesting to see if they can threaten. Obviously, they're looking to be on the front foot and get the win as well. So so it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, the Scottish ones, everyone's looking towards Dembele, but there's a lot of top players, as James Grady was pointing out in his interview before the game. So it'll be interesting. I think it'll be a good game here.
Well, Cole Starls, the number 9, didn't come on until late in the second half, and for the short amount of time he was on the pitch, he definitely looked like a bit of a player.
Yeah, he's a big lump as well for this age group. He's a big boy when you compare him to the size of Dembele there, looking across the pitch. So no, it'll be interesting, and obviously the Scots will come here and they want to have a bit of pride and fight hard so they're not finishing in the lower half of the draw.
Yeah. Our referee, Peter McGrath. Assistant referees, Jason McCord and Joseph Wilson, with Ben McMaster is the fourth official. Solid challenge there from Matt Healy, Scotland. And we'll wave the ball again. Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, very busy in that midfield again.
Ooh, that was a tasty tackle there by number 9.
Yes.
Leaving his mark early on there by the Republic lad, Troy Parrott.
Yes. There's an interesting battle here in midfield I'm looking forward to. Troy Parrott is number 9. There's actually Dylan Forrest is the centre midfield for Scotland, who really is the Graham Souness type character, and he's actually on the bench. So
well, I see Parrott is actually playing almost as a number 10. I know number 9, number 10, they're down on the team sheet 9 and 10, but they seem to be playing almost opposite roles to the traditional numbers. Usually you'd have the number 9 as the central striker and the 10 as the one maybe dropping off and getting it, but they seem to flip around here.
Yeah. Corcoran clears. They are playing with a slightly different football. Both teams agreed before the match to play with the official European Championships football, and which cost quite a lot. I believe they're about £130 a piece. But it seems that Scotland managed to get a job lot somewhere, so we've got quite a few of them here. It is a tight ground, and you do lose a few balls in Irish football here in the north, don't you?
Yeah. Sometimes it's better off to clear it over the stand than it is to mess around. But hopefully, with this service it's a good service. It's a nice day, so hopefully these boys will get the ball down and play. So hopefully we'll not have to worry too much about balls going missing on the street and the road and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I used to find golf balls when I was a kid, but I think the kids around here have all got football shops running.
Yeah.
The surface here again, it's another one of these 3G, 4G surfaces, and it's wonderful to see the juniors playing such good football. Here's Dembele, probably his first touch of the match. You can see he's two-footed, which certainly catches a few players out, but I think Paul Osam, the coach, goalkeeper, does well there, Corcoran. Or is it Cochrane?
Corcoran, that's
Cochrane,
how I pronounce it, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's probably the down south pronunciation would be more Corcoran, I would say. It's like you saying Keo and I would say Kyo, so it's we'll not give out about it.
Thank you, you're too kind. Pretty feisty start here from both teams.
And again, I think you're seeing the quality from Scotland straight away. They're on the front foot, so almost their position in the table at the minute would surprise you when you see the start of the game. But both teams trying to play the right way, but they've got themselves in trouble here.
Yeah, Cochrane put his own player in trouble there, and Dembele was on him, shot from the edge of the box and a deflection, and that will be a corner. And Cochrane there had one of his defenders just had a quick word with him to say, you're going to put your own player into trouble, you're going to expect hassle back, and well, you've got Dembele bearing down on you. He's the shortest lad on the pitch, he's the youngest lad on the pitch, but he's holding his own at under 16 level.
It was good to see though, Scotland, they pounced on the chance and they sprung, so it was a good chance. I think it was Connor Smith had a shot from the top of the box that was deflected out wide, so no, it's good to see. I think Scotland have definitely started eager to impress and try and get a result here.
Yeah. Challenge from behind there, from Bandon Hall. And Scotland starting in a rush. They know that they've got to win this match to have any chance. Of course, at this level, nice to win a trophy, but also nice to beat a team that's unbeaten going into their final match as well.
Very impressive start from the Scots. They're nice and calm and composed, good movement. They're playing the system really well as well, so it'll be interesting to see if they can keep this going for most of the match.
Yeah, as referee's happy with that. I was expecting a little call there. Ireland certainly under the cosh a little bit in these early days, and Corcoran happy just to boot the ball into space. I was talking about the ball a few minutes ago. It is a very light ball. It is quite amazing. I haven't played football for at least 10 years, but certainly the difference in the past 10 years has been quite amazing with the the actual lightness of the balls.
And I think it's only an excuse that maybe centre halves and goalkeepers can use. Everyone else should be enjoying the fact that it's nice and light and it's easy to control. Anyone else who blames the football, I think, is just using that as an easy one out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's more of a nightmare for goalkeepers these days with the ball moving all over the place. But this is good play from Scotland down the right. Connor Smith blocked away by Furlong, and no pressure from Scotland there. Dembele's happy to see that one being cleared, and I'm not sure his coach will be too happy with that. But Ireland again playing a longer ball into the gap. They weren't really doing this in the match against Northern Ireland on Monday. We were seeing much more of a steady build-ups, but that's the pressure that Scotland are putting Ireland under, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you can see they're keen to get the number 9. They're keen to get Parrott on the ball as much as possible. He's a big frame, but he seems to have really good technique. So they're keen to get him on it. But I think you're right in saying they don't want to go too direct. They're under a bit of pressure, so they want to try and get their own possession and build up the match as well.
Yeah. Good start here. Here's Stars. Scotland just playing with 1 man up front and 5 in midfield, and that's really helping them. Ireland not managing to get some ball. There's Oko Flex. I think that's his first touch of the match. He's been so starved of the ball. Cross was unfortunate not to pick anybody in a green shirt out. But Armstrong Oko Flex, the number 20 for Ireland, one of the star players from the match on Monday we saw. Here we are with 8.5 minutes on the clock, and that was his first touch of the ball.
And that was well played again there from Scotland on the break. Again, from Ireland's point of view, it was Parrott pulling wide, and he was the one who put the ball into the box. So it's encouraging, but definitely I would say Scotland have definitely started the cam, or Dembele with a wee bit of trickery there, a wee bit of showboating for the crowd. So he probably should have remembered the little short pass. He's blaming someone else, but it comes from maybe slacking off himself when he gets it.
Yeah. Yes, he wasn't happy that. Well, there was a miscommunication with Alex Dunn there, but he wasn't very happy then that Alex Dunn didn't even race back to try and cover the throw-in. So.
And I think that'll be the thing. You're looking at someone like Dembele. He's had obviously a well-publicised youth career, and he's been pushed up the levels very quickly. But it's interesting to see if his work rate and his work ethic and stuff and his attitude is there now as well, because undoubtedly has the ability to have a good career, but you can't do that without the other side of the game as well. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah.
You forget sometimes these guys are all human beings on the pitch as well.
And as well, they're only young tots as well. They're only young kids, so they're learning every time, and everything they're doing here it's building towards hopefully making a first team debut or trying to see how they get on.
Alex! Round them tail. Get him out! Got it, corner! Step in! Go, you can get here! Get up! You heard about the League Cup draw yesterday? Yeah. Go back. Come on, Reece!
Okay, apologies. We were just offline for a short while there. Just had a slight technical hitch. It does happen. We were just talking about the EFL draw yesterday. They had a few issues there.
Point of view, they've been very, very good now since they've bedded in. The first 4 or 5 minutes it was all Scotland, but now Republic have started to get their foot in the ball and they're getting their main players on the ball, so it's nice to see, and I think we're going to have a proper match on here, which is great.
Yeah. Yes, we haven't missed anything. We are back up and running.
Get in the box then, Cole. Get in the box, Cole. No foul.
Great play by young Connor Smith there. You can see already they're keen to get him on the ball for Scotland, so he's hard to miss with the haircut he has as well, but you can tell he can play a bit.
Yeah, so for those of you just joining us, we just had a slight technical hitch. We just lost 2 or 3 minutes. Didn't miss anything, no major chances. But I think fair to say Ireland started to play themselves back into this match, aren't they? Having been under the cosh for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think Scotland came out of the traps and they were sharp and they kept the ball and they were pinning Ireland back, but progressively now you've seen Ireland building forward and keeping the ball midfield and getting the two up top on the ball. In particular, trying to get Troy Parrott in the ball in the hole behind the front man has been it's been a lot better now than the first couple of minutes.
Alex Dunn there. Apologies if you hear a little bit of choice language down from the dugouts. We have our microphone over there. I think maybe I might change that for the second match. A few little skills here from Troy Parrott.
Get closer, Finn!
Yes, it's hit the post.
Great skill. Everything, as I said, everything is coming through him at the minute. Everything positive for the Republic is coming through him, so they'll be keen to get him on the ball more and more often. I think that was a wee bit fortuitous, but don't you can't say it's not a good ability, but he put it in the mixer and it always paid off for him.
Yeah, so what was noticeable, the Scotland players backed off him. It was almost as if they were a little bit wary of his ability.
Yeah, and these boys will know each other as well. They'll come with a reputation. We might not know them that much, but these boys will have probably played against each other in maybe club competitions and even maybe on trial together at clubs previously as well. So they'll probably know each other quite well and know of the players' abilities.
Yes, we'll have a quick look at a replay of that in a second. Meanwhile, Scotland on the attack. Rhys McClear. We didn't see anything of him in the match on Wednesday, but he's starting today.
Oh, great play. Great feat there by number 18 for Scotland, the captain today, Jensen Weir. You can see he's the one that's sitting and allowing the likes of Smith to go and play in front, and that's him recovering back into cover as well. So you can see the work that they've done on that system.
Here's Parrott again. Scotland trying to play the through ball, doesn't come off this time.
It's encouraging to see the maturity they're building to play up with. It's not just launched forward, it's not just percentage football. They're trying to do it the right way, play out from the back. You see here even the goalkeeper very, very comfortable, looking keen to play out from the back. So that's what you want at this age group. They're going to make errors, they're going to make mistakes, but it's the only way they learn.
Yeah, touch forward. Good chance! Never even.
Well, we'll just have a quick look at, as I said, a few of the players don't really agree with that decision, but let's have a quick look at that moment from Parrott there. And you see the Scotland players just backing off and giving him so much space, and in the end tries a little chip. That would have been incredible had it gone in.
Great ability, and even to stand him up and the little lollipops he was doing in front of him, you could see they were backing off, and they didn't want him coming into the box, but at the end of the day he's put it in the mixer and he's almost got a bit of luck at the back stick.
A little bit of space on this right hand side there for O'Connor. Switches to the left. Here's Connor Smith. That's a direct ball into Stars.
Should maybe have got a hold of that there. It was an opportunity for him to take it into his body and get the runners off him. So the first touch layoff, there's a tough skill at that speed in.
Yes, I'm not sure. I think he was trying to control it, but in the end it did turn into a little bit of a layoff. But his colleague wasn't anticipating it. Connor Power back to Cocoon. Cocoon again. Long ball upfield. Scotland ball. Finn Equipoint, who played a full match on Wednesday and improved as the game went on. But here's Ireland's counter. Parrott again. Certainly looking very threatening. The Irish number 9. Jensen Weir, one of the substitutes from Wednesday, over to Dembele, who also was a half-time substitute. Nice to see Scotland playing the ball on the ground, but that one's given away, anticipated by Ireland.
Ireland do look like they're set up to almost leave Scotland in possession and then spring. They seem to have pace wide and up top, so they seem to be comfortable enough to back off and pick their moment.
It's almost as if they're playing a slightly different tactic in this match. Here's Oko Flex. In the match against Northern Ireland here on Monday, we really didn't see many direct balls up front. It was certainly passed through midfield, whereas here once they get the ball, they're trying to get it through that Scotland midfield very quickly up to the forward line.
And I think it's clear to see that the professionalism that comes into these things as well, that there's an awful lot of research goes into these games. As you would think under 16 internationals there wouldn't be much footage, but I know for a fact that the coaches have footage of games they've played over the last 6 months, so there'll be a lot of research into the way they play, their strengths, their weaknesses, and even the individual players. They'll know an awful lot about them.
Yes, it is incredible that you could possibly see, it was a close chance, you could see that sometimes on our main camera that there are other cameras up on that gantry which belong to the analysts from each team, and they sometimes get in our ways on the corners, but they are filming absolutely everything.
It's just the way of the modern game now. There's evidence of everything, and even I'm sure the club sides that are mentioned here, some of these players play for, they'll be looking for the footage to be sent on to them and their coaches as well.
Shot from distance, hits the back of one of the Irish defenders, and that will be an offside. I covered some Super Cup action last year, in fact, this year and last year. Celtic were involved in that alongside Everton, and it was really amazing to see the number of cameras they had. They had one behind each goal, one in the centre, one on ground level, so they were literally coming away with 4 or 5 different camera angles of every single match. And
that's it. I know a lot of these clubs are actually, the players are given access to these as well, and some will watch it, some won't watch it, but they actually get the opportunity to review them and present them themselves. If there's something that they feel went wrong or they have a question, they'll have to actually stand up in front of a team and present it and ask the coaches questions using the footage, which it gives them a great learning tool, gives them something to refer back to and to learn from, which is great.
Yes, it makes a lot of difference to some of the old days of playing football, where you'd almost not know whether your defence are going to play offside or not. You'd sort of just shout at each other.
And I think it helps the coaches as well, because as I said, there's a high level of coaching quality that's there. So the fact that they can review it, chance here possibly. Parrott on the break.
Here's Parrott. He's got some pace. He's gone away from his defender. Great pace from Parrott.
And again, you can see how they're set up. They're almost wanting Scotland to overexpose themselves, come out, give the ball away, and then spring and try and get a chance. So again, good work down the left side there by Oko Flex. As you said, he hasn't been in the game much, but what he's done there is really, really good.
Try and come in off and go on.
Apologies if you just lost us again for a second time. We're actually having an issue because it's so hot here. The heat is coming through the window and actually overheating our main machine, which is doing all the hard work. So we're going to open the box up a little bit, get a little bit of air to it, and also we've got a few things trying to block the sunshine. So
shouldn't have picked such a nice climate here in the north.
yes, the rain was predicted, and we decided to get in under the shelter, and we could actually be out there topping up our tans. Here's Oko Flex, and this kid's got a bit of pace as well, and comes in and out. He's twisting O'Connor at the Scotland right back. Switched in.
Again, good hold-up play. I'm more impressed now, I must say. Obviously, I've spoke about Parrott already, but McEverett seems to be very, very tidy with his back to goal as well. Left-sided. He's not that tall, not tall in stature, but maybe more of a modern number 9, where he's getting a hold of it, linking play and trying to get in the box. So he's been doing some good work. As you said, Oko Flex looking sharp and looking quick down the wing as well.
Yeah, there's certainly goals in this Irish team, isn't there? If they get a few opportunities up there, you feel that they're going to convert.
Yeah, it's been good so far. There's been a slightly a clash of styles almost in some ways, where the Scots have tried to play through the thirds, while Ireland have very much been set up to spring on the counter attack, and you'd have to say probably they've had the better of the chances maybe from doing that, surrounding possession and then springing out and trying to hit the pace in the wide and the top.
That was Kelly, the captain there.
Yes, Kelly looks good at the back, doesn't he? He looks like a strong lad as well. Again, he's up against a big boy in Cold Stars for Scotland, so it'll be interesting to see if he can keep him on a short leash.
Yeah. Scotland getting down onto the left wing, and Twinkle Toes just giving the ball away in the end.
Good defending again though from Ireland. Well set up, well drilled, well organised. The full-back done really well. Obviously the threat seems to be when Dembele's coming in off the wing here and linking play with the likes of Stars, who's on the ball at the minute. He's not had much maybe into his feet, but he's done well when he's got a hold of it. Connor Smith from distance as well, unlucky. And now is the opportunity for Ireland to spring.
Yes, here's Parrott again. And we've already seen he can carry the ball with pace.
Oh, great play. He's in the box, great play. Slowed him down well. Oh, he's done well though. Great work there by the fullback, modern fullback Alex Dunn, getting himself up to the winger around him and trying to get in from the byline.
Oko Flex on the left, threatening to come inside. That's a beautiful ball. Here's a chance for Ireland now, but the cross into the middle, well cleared by the Scotland number 4, Carl McClelland. He read that one like a book, didn't he?
Great work by young Matt Healy there as well, springing, getting the ball into Oko Flex and making the run, making the decision for him, getting around him, hitting the end line and trying to get it back in. So you can see what Ireland are doing. It's been very, very effective. It's maybe not been as pretty in terms of possession, but it's the modern way of doing things, getting the ball and springing and trying to score on the break. If they get the win from this technique, they'll not be worried about statistics of passing the ball forward and backwards. They're looking for the scoreline at the end of the day and taking the trophy home.
Yes, Ireland, having weathered a little bit of pressure early on, now seem to be taking a grip of this match a little bit. Time has flown. There's only 10 minutes in this first half to go.
The interesting thing here as well is, will Scotland try and change what they're doing as well? Because they've had relative success building the play up, but they are almost giving them an opportunity to steal the ball and spring against them. So if Scotland, needing the result in particular, if they don't improve, good chance, good strike, good save, well done. Again, all coming through Parrott, number 9 again. He's been the main man for Ireland so far.
We'll have a look at that in a second. But Ireland again look like they could score any time.
McEverett's done very well, as I said. I know we've been very complimentary about Parrott in the number 10 role, but McEverett's done brilliant, stretching the play and getting a hold of it and linking the play when he can as well. So Scotland now maybe under the cosh more than they were early on, but Ireland's starting to get a real hold in the game.
That's been interesting for me, having talked about Dembele and his abilities. I think he's only had about 3 touches of the ball all match so far.
Yeah, and he looks extremely talented, extremely sharp when he gets the ball. But it's the nature of a winger, unfortunately, sometimes. Oh, ball given away here.
That one's given away. Yep, here comes Parrott. Parrott will have a go. but couldn't get any pace in the shot.
Brilliant. Again, they're almost teasing them into that little pass in midfield. Parrott getting the ball, springing, and he doesn't mess about. He doesn't think twice. He just thinks, I'll see the goal, I'm going to have a go. So it's interesting. Already Parrott's maybe had 3 or 4 chances, so hopefully there's a goal coming here. But as I mentioned, Dembele being a winger as well, it's the nature of the position. Sometimes you can actually be really, really good when you get the ball, but you might not get it for 15-20 minutes. It's just the way that the game goes. So he'll have to keep moving. You can see him here dropping into the 10 role as well, trying to get on the ball and trying to get more joy.
Yes, he's wearing number 10 on his shirt, and he's trying to get a little bit more involved in the match. Finally gets a bit of the ball and does well. There you see, straight away, 2 players. It's not often you see a kid who can do that, and here's an opportunity now onto the right, done with the cross in.
Brilliant ball in, great ball, and in fairness to Corcoran, dealt with it really well. Couldn't hold it, made the decision to palm it out, and the defenders were in round it sharp as well. So brilliant play, but again it came from Dembele coming in off the line. Flags up there, yeah. So it came from Dembele. Dembele floated in the pitch, as we mentioned, to try and get on the ball in the number 10. That gave Dunn the chance to get round him, and a good delivery into a tough area. And in fairness to Corcoran, he dealt with it well.
And it's that ability. It's that ability, isn't it? It's like Paul Gascoigne used to have that ability, that he could have 2 men on him, he'd just do something and leave them both behind.
Yeah, you can see the talent. Obviously Dembele's a huge talent, even for his stature, to be playing years above himself. And the size of him here, he's clearly the smallest man on the pitch, but he must have a real special talent. So it's just trying to get him on the ball more, trying to get him more effective in the game, and from Scotland's point of view, they'll want him to have a big influence going into the second half.
Yeah. Meanwhile, and the foul's been given against Ireland there, much to the displeasure of a few Irish voters on the touchline.
It's interesting that the half is completely flipped. It started off, Scotland came out of the traps flying, but now you're looking at going, they might be fairly happy going in nothing each here at half time, because all the chances have really gone to Ireland at times. Yeah,
that last smart save from Cochrane there, probably the best chance we saw from Scotland. Here comes Oko Flex, getting a bit of support here from number 12, James Furlong.
Done brilliant there, won himself a corner, got himself up from, took the ball just outside his box, travelled with the ball, bounced at the Oko Flex, went again, and he's got himself the rewards of a corner. That's what it's all about. Modern game, fullback, getting it and giving it and getting around it.
Corner swung in, keeper's come and lost it.
Oh, the fans in the crowd got awfully excited, but it's hit the side netting.
Yes,
they'll not have our camera angle here.
Yes, well, we're on the other side, and it looked to us as if it had gone in, but of course, and the crowd's gone up, but there was no foul given on the goalkeeper there. That was a straight little loss in the air.
A good delivery from Oko Flex as well, and it all comes from the good work by Furlong down as a fullback. That's why you make those thankless runs. If you can get yourself a corner, it might lead to a chance like that and steal the win in the end.
Yes, coming up to the last 5 minutes in this match, in this first half, 0-0, which does mean that if this still stays as a draw, the second match between Northern Ireland and Wales will be a live match.
And I think for the neutral, that's what you're after. You're after a bit of excitement, because that'll mean that every team has had a good bash at it. They've always been in the mix right to the last game. So, chance here, Dembele to Smith. It's unlucky. He's just snatched at the chance and pulled it wide. But again, Dembele coming in off the line. Mainly a left-sided player, but you can see he's confident on both feet. Coming in, very, very difficult for Furlong to track him in the pitch.
And I think that's the thing for the fullback's point of view. He really doesn't know which way Dembele's going to go, because he's comfortable on both feet. No, and that's the challenge, and that's why Dembele's doing it. He's probably hoping that Furlong doesn't come and one of the centre halves doesn't come out to him, so there's that little pocket of space where he can exploit and maybe take advantage. Yes, we saw an incident in the match on Wednesday against Northern Ireland where one of the Northern Ireland players just pulled off him when he was on his left foot, thinking, well, you're on your weaker foot, son, so you're not going to have a shot from there. And he did, hit the post. That's it. You can't stand off boys, doesn't matter what age they are, you can't stand off them when they have the kind of ability this lad has. Here comes O'Connor. Scotland just having a little bit of possession the last 4 or 5 minutes, and Dembele again gets a bit of action. This time he turns right. There's a bit of a pace. Great skill. Brilliant. You can see him, you can see the talent.
And in fairness to the fullback Furlong, he's trying his very best, but it's a tough challenge.
Yes, Furlong's got a job on there. Nearly a wonderful ball from the back for Scotland, but here's the breakaway now. Here's done for Ireland. Up to Parrott. Oko flexes on the left. Parrott looking for other options.
Great ball.
And that's a
he's unlucky. He's unlucky. It's a good run by young Sean Kennedy on the right as well. Brilliant to see the defending in particular from Ireland and the spring out. Alex Dunn has done brilliant. He's on the opposite side to us here in the commentary box, but he's been really, really solid. And any joy Scotland have had, it's usually down the opposite side. So it's a credit to him. He's been getting the ball, springing out, and trying to go from there. Great ball.
Yeah, he's trying to pick up Dembele there.
Yeah, they're keen for that one. He's been coming inside and trying to get on the blind side of Furlong there. It's a tough ball to pull off, especially on a 3G surface. The ball can skip through to the goalkeeper, but Corcoran was sharp off his line and covered it well.
Long kick from Cochrane. Scotland central defence is holding that. And the referee gives Scotland a free kick.
Yeah, good skill and strength there. Well done. He's done well. He's not had much joy in the game so far. The number 17,
Rhys McClure.
Rhys McClure. Yeah, he's not had much joy. It's been mainly the sitting midfielder, the captain on the day, which is Jensen Weir, and then young Smith and number 8 as well.
Swung in by Kai Kennedy. No, it's not Kai Kennedy down there.
Well done, Starr there. He made that a ball. If he hadn't a run for it, the goalkeeper Corcoran would have collected and got them up the pitch. That's the little things, gives them a chance now right before half time to get the corner in the box, and you never know what could happen.
Yes, I think this is Scotland's first corner. Sorry, it's the second. They had one very early on. It's 5 in the box. They go short to Dembele. Centre halves are in for this one, but that's too tight on the goalkeeper.
You can see what they're trying to do. Dembele going out, dragging 2 or 3 players out towards the Smith, who's taking the corner, but just overhit unfortunately, taken by Corcoran. Now they can spring out again.
Parrott found himself in acres of space there on the left and has a shot, and that's a great shot. What a save from the goalkeeper, but the following is in and it's good. Goal for Ireland.
Tell you what, fantastic work by Parrott. What an effort, and you have to say fair play to young Jack Newman in Scotland for even keeping it out. And sorry, actually it wasn't, it was the other goalkeeper, Harry Stone. Fair play to him because he gets a strong hand to it off the post, but well done by young number 10 Mac Everett, who's following it in, and he's done well as well with the ball.
Well, if we have a look at the replay, and this is where if you're a Scotland coach you might not be happy here, because Parrott is in acres of space, so this is all from the throw.
He's done brilliant though. Look at the confidence, stand him up. He doesn't want to get rid of it, he's standing him up. He's just thinking, get it in my right side and have a go.
And there's some real action on this shot. Goalkeeper did well actually to save that, because that ball was moving in the air.
Yeah, great work, and it's a sickener for a goalkeeper getting such a strong hand, such a great save, and he's got no joy because very, very sharp from McEverett to follow it in and get the goal. You have to say on the balance of play, probably the Irish have deserved it. Scotland started sharp, but in fairness to the Republic, they've probably bossed the rest of the game here.
As we stand, Republic of Ireland will win the Victor Shield. There is no added time. The referee calls half time. No injuries at all. And at one moment of superb skill from Troy Parrott. You highlighted it earlier. He's one to watch out for. And
yeah, it seems to be everything good that's going for Ireland is going through him. And that effort alone, it maybe deserved a goal in his own strike. But you can see him celebrating afterwards. And they're all in this together. They want to get the victory for Ireland. They want to take home the trophy. So what a time to score just before half time. It gives them the confidence going in. And now it's a chance for James Grady and the Scottish management team to really see what they can do to get back in the game.
Yes, let's have a quick look at this goal again. The goal that separates the two teams, straight from the goalkeeper, and Parrott. Well, the goalkeeper can't claim an assist here. This is just superb skill from Parrott, isn't it?
No, but and that's the thing. We've highlighted the big man. He's done brilliant and he's fantastic effort. But you have to look at McEverett, like any good striker, following in, anticipating it coming back out, and getting himself a little tap in. That's great to see. A young lad like that. He's not just watched the goal. He's not just watched the effort from distance. He's thought to himself, how can I hunt a goal here and get himself a finish?
Yeah, and I think the Scotland defensive coaches, if we just have one quick look at this again from a defensive point of view, I think the Scottish coaches may not be too happy with their central defenders here, because if you watch their reaction, there's like an arm going up for offside even while the ball's still in play in the centre of that 6-yard box. So we'll just watch this again, and you see the arms are going up.
Yeah.
Without really, he could have swung a foot at that to try and clear it.
I think it's almost in hope rather than anticipation, to be honest. But the one that for me is the young midfielder, Rhys McAleer. He's the one standing up Parrott the whole way back to goal. And at one stage, Parrott is on his left side going away from goal. He's got to keep him going that way. He can't let him come back in the pitch on his clearly stronger side and hit the shot. At some stage, he's got to engage that. He's got to push them wide and keep the ball away from his goal.
Okay, well, Dim is myself going to just take a quick 5-minute break. We hope you enjoyed the coverage. We'll be back for the second half.
away from. Okay, Kelvin.
So welcome back for the second half here from the Bangor Fuels Arena, home of Bangor FC, and the Republic of Ireland have one hand on the Victory Shield trophy here this afternoon. Two halves of 40 minutes. Referee's just checking, counting the numbers on both teams, see nobody's tried to sneak an extra player on.
Interesting, no changes yet as well. So Scotland are obviously happy with how they're going. Besides the actual scoreline, they're obviously happy to keep going, keep bashing with the type of game they're playing.
Yes, interesting to note that.
It's an interesting one, these games always, because it's an age that's based around development, but obviously in these kind of trophies, these kind of games, you want to breed the winning mentality as well, and see if they can try and have the desire to win. You don't want them to accept getting beat.
Well, there is one change in front of us. Festi Obaseli is on, the number 17 for Ireland. I'm just trying to see who may have gone, but he's playing on the right wing.
Oh, number 7, I think it was Kennedy, must have gone off, Sean Kennedy.
Yes, Sean Kennedy. He is off, yes.
Yeah, he was quiet in the first half, young Kennedy, but I think he's done well in previous games. He's a man from my native Kerry, so I'm always going to support him, but it's a shame to see him go off here.
Scotland getting themselves into a bit of trouble there. Goalkeeper just playing a short ball to his defender under pressure. Here's Obsali, a substitute already. Turns inside. Scotland have got a mass of players behind the ball here. Ireland have to go wide. Here's Alex Dunn. He swings it in with the left foot, but that didn't come off.
Oh, great ball. Brilliant ball here. Chance again. He's had more of the ball in this couple of minutes than young Kennedy got in the first half. Oh, he's unlucky. He's went for the far post. But
good skills.
It all came from great hold-up play from McEverett. I know he's got himself a goal from hunting the little rebound in the first half, but he's done brilliant with his back to goal for such a slight frame as well. Very tidy technically with his left foot as well. So it came from his hold-up play, and he linked wide, and that's where the chance came from.
Amazing to see at this young level as well how many kids are two-footed, like Obaseli there, very happy to have a go with his left foot and try and swing it into the top corner on the far side.
Yeah, and I think that comes back to the professionalism of the kind of support they get. They get basically what a pro would be getting at a club. They're, as we mentioned already, they get the video analysis, they get sports science, nutrition. Dunn, brilliant play down the flank here.
Yeah, Dunn does well. I think Scotland are still in the changing room at the moment. Obsali looking to go all the way.
Silly not to have a shot there. He's so close in, just pull the trigger. Trying to get the perfect goal and pull it back from McEverett, but I think he would have been better even just having a little toe poke at that. He's so close, it's a chance it goes in for him.
I think Scotland have got to have a serious look at themselves at the moment. That was a goal kick. That whole move came from a Scotland goal kick, trying to go short, ending up giving the ball away to Ireland. And sometimes, I think in these sort of situations, sometimes you need to just put a foot through the ball and just get a bit of breathing space.
It just shows you as well, a goal before half time has really kicked on the confidence here for Ireland. They know they're only 40 minutes away from being Victory Shield champions, so they're looking to rubber stamp this and follow it up with another goal nice and early.
And defending Victory Shield champions as well, won it last year.
Yeah, and that's what I mentioned. It's a development age group, and there's no doubt about it. You want kids to be able to make mistakes and you want them to be able to learn, but it's also breeding that winning mentality. Winning trophies early, can they kick on then and maybe win a trophy at 18s, 19s over the next couple of years as well?
Yeah. There is a substitute for Scotland I can see there. Ben Cameron is on, number 5. And I think it's possibly Carl McClellan, the number 4, who's off. So yes, number 5 is on, Cameron, and McClelland is off.
No watching it, to be fair, Paul.
as you've gathered, we don't actually get the official sheets from the referees there telling us who's off and on. So it is pretty much of what you see with your eyes.
and that's it. And it's an interesting one to make changes at the back for Scotland. That you wouldn't suggest. I know they could have followed in the goal, the rebound for the goal, maybe a wee bit better, but you wouldn't suggest anyone did anything wrong at the back for Scotland. So I think it's just maybe getting fresh legs on at this age group as well. They probably have it in their head that they're going to play people at certain times of the game anyway. Results not even dependent. So it's good to see them making changes. I think we'll see changes in the attacking half for Scotland soon enough as well, especially if it stays at 1-0.
Yes, you think that the Irish defence seem to have got the Scottish attack's number at the moment.
And I think that's the challenge. The Irish one has maybe been a bit more old school in terms of its attack. It's been in behind and a bit more direct at times, but Scotland have been looking to be a slow builder, which can be a challenge because you're trying to put the ball through the eye of a needle at times. But you have to respect it. They're playing the right way. They're trying to do the right things, and it's all about the development of the players.
Free kick to Ireland. Dunn goes down the line. Played back by Everett, and here's Obasele looking to receive a ball, but Everett goes inside onto Parrott, looking to play an Oko flex, and that was Cameron with a last-ditch tackle.
Again, brilliant from the front too. McEverett first, drawing out to the right wing, linking with the sub who came on there at half-time, working his way in the pitch, and then Parrott looking to do the little reverse pass for Ox flex on the run. So Oko flex on the run. So absolutely brilliant from Ireland. When they get in this final third, they really look a threat.
Yeah. Here's Kai Kennedy. Brandon Hall there, number 11.
So Ireland, you can see it visibly. You can see the difference in them. They're on the front foot here. They're playing with a lot of confidence. They know now going into it, it's in their own hands. They can do what they want. So it's up to Scotland to try and react here, and they can't just rely on this little man here to get the ball and do something magic. He's a young lad, and you can't just give the ball to one guy and hope he's going to do the best. So good work by Oko Flex here, good strength, keeping the ball for them well on the wing.
Ireland play the ball well. Referee says play on. I think another day he would have given the free kick there, but he's actually put Ireland under a bit of pressure. Man is still down on the ground, he's hurt, and I think the referee's decided enough is enough.
I think to his credit, he tried just to let the game flow a wee bit. I think Parrott, being a big lad, he maybe looked at him and thought, you know what, he'll probably just take that little dunt and be fine. But he's when he was riding around in pain, in fairness to the referee, he kept an eye on him and thought, you know what, I'm going to pull this up now. A chance for the boys to get, as you said, it's a warm day as well, a chance for the boys to get a nice wee water break here, maybe a regroup in terms of the Scottish stuff as well, reinforce some messages from half time and see if they can kick on.
Well, while he's getting a bit of treatment, let's have a quick look to see what happened there. We might get another view of this. Here's Oko Flex doing a few skills, holding off Dembele. Difference in physiques is quite amazing, really.
Yeah.
Here's Parrott.
Parrott did brilliant, moved the ball in, just as he moves it, he gets a little done. And I don't think it's anything too serious, maybe just a wee winded situation. But I think, in fairness to the referee, and I think that's why he tried to let it play. You can see even now Parrott sitting up on the pitch. I think it's just purely filling up the lungs and trying to get the breathing going again.
Yeah, it's one of those sometimes where you can just turn a wrist as you go down, and it sort of really hurts him for a short while, and then give it 30 seconds and it's okay again.
Yeah, and that's it. And they'll be, from the performance of him to date, they'll really be keen for him to get back up and get going, and they'll not want to take any risks with him because he's been their talisman so far.
Well, as we stand, the Republic of Ireland will win the Victory Shield. They beat Northern Ireland by 1-0. They were a 2-2 draw against Wales, and here they are leading 1-0 here. So 2 wins and a draw. Nobody will be able to match if it continues like this. If Scotland do get an equaliser, then Northern Ireland still have a chance.
And I think from the neutrals' point of view, you're keen to see it go to the last game, but I know that Ireland in particular are keen to put this to bed right here, and as you said, retain the trophy that they won last year. So they have the opportunity. It's a unique opportunity playing early, put to bed the game, and maybe Scotland will go home disappointed with only a 2-point haul if that's the case.
Corbin putting his own defender under a little bit of pressure there with a difficult ball, and Scotland regain possession. The onus is on Scotland to do something here. Here's Cameron, the substitute, going route one, and Scotland number 7 looking to try and get on the end of that, and that wasn't too far away.
Yeah, it really is feeding off scraps. If you were the top 3 of Scotland there, you'd be a wee bit frustrated so far. They haven't really had much ball into their feet or even in behind. You can see them chasing down lost causes, but there hasn't been huge joy. When you compare to the front 2 at Ireland, they've been given the ball into feet, and they've been given stuff to run onto and chances to get at players as well. So it's a frustrating one for the front 3 of Scotland, and they'll be hoping it improves.
Yes, in the match on Wednesday, Michael Sparks played up front for Scotland, and he had pretty much the same issue, that he wasn't getting the ball to chest or feet. He was given long balls to try and chase onto.
Oh, great work again by the front 2. McEverett back in. Oh, he's unlucky. Should maybe bring that back for a free, and he has. Good referee. Let the game flow. Good work between Parrott and McEverett. McEverett was fouled. He wanted to see if it went anywhere, and then he brought it back again. So good refereeing. Well done to him.
Yes, you can hear the coaching line complaining a little bit there that the referee let that go on a little bit too long, but I think you're right, Dermot. I think that was a good call.
I think, yeah, you can understand James Grady's frustration because he's let it go maybe an extra couple of seconds past the pass, but
yeah,
when a referee's made that decision, you have to say fair play to him, because he's doing it for the benefit of the match. He's trying to let it flow and trying to give them a go. So, but again, top class work. It sounds like I'm loving the front 2 of Ireland, but it has been different class in both of them so far.
Yeah. I can hear James saying 30 seconds to the 4th official. It wasn't 30 seconds, James, but maybe it was a few 2 seconds. Here's Ireland now with a dangerous kick. James Furlong looking to swing this one in with the left foot, curling it into that box. The goalkeeper's happy to let that go.
I think it was in between the 2. There wasn't a shot, wasn't a cross really, to be honest. So it didn't really threaten Scotland. It was a decent area as well, maybe a wee bit central to put it in, but. Here you have Scotland again trying to play the right way, trying to play out from the back, but it could get them like that into problems.
Yes. Ireland have certainly noticed this short ball from the goal kick for Scotland, and they've put pressure on.
Good work again by Dunn, good strength as a fullback there.
Scotland have to score. They might not have a chance at a title, but they could certainly cause an upset.
I think for their own personal pride as well, they like to finish on a result. You never like to leave. They'll be flying out, I'm sure, tonight, or getting the boat or something tonight. So they'll be wanting to get away with a result in the bag today, and nobody likes to lose a trophy to somebody. You prefer to let them draw, maybe hear it now, and then for them to take it later on when Northern Ireland play.
Well, I have just noticed another substitute as well after all this, and I can say it's because they've got very similar numbers. Number 13, Finn Equipoint, is not on the pitch, and number 3, Liam Miller, did come on at half time. So it does help if they fill their forms in to tell us what they're doing, but we're picking it up eventually.
And another change being made there, so 17 coming off for Scotland, which is Rhys McAleer. He was the one maybe could have pressed a wee bit better for the goal in the first half, and number 16, Kieran Dixon, coming on. So fresh legs in the midfield 3, so hopefully from a Scotland point of view they can get a better handle of the game.
What's the runner?
Yes, a fair few changes there. That's a good cross to the far post, and well, there was a call on the ball there from Liam Morrison, the number 6, and I think the Scottish forward actually ducked, thinking there was a free header behind, and in the end the ball went out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think there was a few claims there that there was a foul at the back stick maybe. It was a good ball in by Dembele. Unlucky at the back stick that they couldn't get a head on it.
25 minutes to go in this Victor Shield match. Referee will do the traditional calming down of a couple of hotheads out there, just
That's it.
Well,
It's been good to see from Parra. He's been technically brilliant when he's got on the ball, but he clearly has a bit of bite about him as well, a bit of aggression about him. It's just keeping that in order. He did raise an arm, raise a hand there, but at the end of the day, it's handbags at this stage as well.
Here's Dembele. I don't think he's. That looks a little bit worse.
As I just mentioned, it obviously looks like his anger from the first tackle came into the second one. He spotted Dembele and thought, you know what, this is maybe worth the yellow here at the halfway line. So he's done brilliant with the ball, but that's the side of the game. Maybe youthful exuberance. He maybe needs to think about that and curb his aggression now going forward.
Picking on the smallest lad on the pitch as well.
I know, big bully he is.
Poor Dembele. Well, he's thankfully he's got up and he's made his position. But here we are, 15 minutes into the match. I think that's the first time he's touched the ball in the second half.
Yeah, he's been feeding off scraps, but again, as I mentioned, being a winger, it's one of them. You float in and out of the game naturally, and it doesn't matter how good a player it is. You can't force it if you don't get the ball.
Yeah. And again, Scotland having trouble just playing the ball through the Irish midfield. Ireland seem to be everywhere at the moment.
An interesting one from the Scottish side. There's nobody actually warming up, so they don't seem like they're looking at changes anytime soon. So you'd imagine if they were going to make a change in the next 5 or 6 minutes, they'd have people out, maybe staying fresh. But at the minute, they look like they're comfortable enough. They want to keep going with the system they're playing, building up gradually and try and get some chances. Free kick, yeah, free kick there. So this might be an opportunity for young Dembele or Smith over the ball for the last one. They went for the cross on the last one, but this might even be a distance where they could maybe tease a shot in.
Yep. Cameron and Morrison, the two centre halves, look as if they're going up there.
I think it'll be interesting. Young Dembele got the ball nice and quickly there, put the ball down. He's moving at a yard or so forward, trying to ease the way forward. It'll be interesting to see if he has a sneaky shot here.
Well, he's quite a long way out. This is not an easy shot, but he is able to put a bit of action on this ball, as we've already seen.
He looked like he was looking to the bench there almost for permission to have a go, so you might see that he has almost a half cross, half shot for the back post, a percentage one across the face, and maybe the runners distract the goalkeeper.
Scotland have 5 in the box here. Dembele goes for the shot. That wasn't far away at all.
And that was it. He went for it. I think he went weak side, so he was lucky enough that the wall actually split, because I think otherwise it would have hit the wall. But I think at this stage of the game and the state of Scotland's points tally at the minute, they're better off to have a go. Why not? It's an opportunity for a young lad with talent there to have a go at goal. So he's unlucky. He'll be disappointed not to hit the target.
The Corrin goes long. Scotland, just the last few minutes, seem to have had a little bit more success. Pressure from Obsali.
He's done well since coming on. He's been sharp, he's been high energy. There's a couple of times he maybe could have pulled the trigger for shots, but he's done really, really well.
Yes, he's the only substitute for Ireland so far in this match. Scotland have made 3 subs.
Been very impressed with Matt Healy as well for Ireland in the middle of the pitch. He's a very slight frame, very skinny boy, but he's getting around, he's getting his foot in the ball. Here he is again, getting the ball, picking up the scraps. So he's been very impressive as well, and linking the play in midfield for them.
Dixon doing well there for Scotland, keeping possession. Pavitt was hunting on that one.
And there again, it's a challenge. Number 5 coming out of the back. He's having to force it. Young Ben Cameron, he's having to look. I have a needle stuff, try and force it through. So you may be looking at how Scotland are playing and thinking, do they need to go wide or over the top first before they get through, because there's just not enough space there. The Irish midfield is nice and compact.
Here's the substitute, Dixon, going out wide to Dembele. Scotland have to rebuild. Ireland putting pressure on in all corners here.
Again, another ball forced through the middle. See, that's where they're losing the ball, and that's where the spring out and the break is. They're lucky here that it's broken, and the captain was able to pick it up and start again for them. But they really do need to think about maybe going wider over the top. That's a good ball in and well held. But again, young Matt Healy there again, sweeping up for Ireland.
Morrison across to Cameron. O'Connor. Again, Ireland just bossing this midfield. Trying to play an Oko flex on the left side.
There again, you see the difference in style. Straight away, Healy gets the ball. He's looking up. He's looking up and in behind for the runs. He knows there's legs in the top 3 and 4 players for Ireland, and they've had joy. So why not? Why not keep doing it?
Here comes Obsali. He's got Dunn on the outside.
Brilliant.
Plays Dunn in beautifully. What an overlap this is. Quality of the cross wasn't so good from Dunn this time.
He's done brilliant again, though. That's what you need from the player. Even if he's getting there, yes, the quality will improve in the final ball, but he's a willingness to get up and get round the winger, which is what it's all about in the modern game.
Liam Miller trying to play in Cole Stars. He's not had a lot of the ball in this match. Nice little ball across. Connor Smith having a go from 25 yards.
And again, the man blocking him down is Parrott. Parrott playing number 10, hitting shots from distance. Fair enough, he had that wee bit of aggression there earlier, which we'll let him away with, but fantastic work. Shows you the commitment to the cause and trying to work for his mates and get back behind the ball.
Yeah, he's putting a bit of shift in here, isn't he, Troy Parrott? He's usually the number 10s don't really do the work at the back as well, but he's doing that as well.
No, and he's probably the biggest lad in their team as well, the biggest guy, so it just shows you that it's the technical level that they're looking at rather than stature, but they're also focused on the work rate and the work ethic, and you can see that the whole way through, whether it be Republic of Ireland or Northern Ireland. The teams are built on hard work and grafting and sticking together, so it's great to see that even at this young age you can see that in the team as well, and something I'm sure we'll see later on from Darren Murphy's Northern Ireland team as well.
Absolutely. That Northern Ireland versus Wales match, 5 o'clock. It will be live on the official Irish FA football page, Facebook page I should say. So you can catch that on the Facebook page at 5 p.m. Myself and Diarmuid will be here. Hopefully not sweating as much as we are here. We're wearing dark shirts. The sun is blazing through the window here.
It's a good complaint. I brought the big heavy jacket. I obviously don't need it, so it's okay. But no, again, so you're looking at Scotland, you're looking at James Grady, you're saying there's nobody out warming up for Scotland, so you're thinking, should they now be thinking, how can we change this? 20 minutes to go, halfway through the second half, they're still losing 1-0. They haven't had huge joy in the final third, so it's maybe time for them to start thinking about it and how they can mix it up and test Ireland here.
There's a loose ball there that Scotland were just hoping to get in on the back. Here's the substitute, Liam Miller.
Oh, great feet down the wing.
Liam Miller had 2 players, and here comes Obasele, and he's opening the legs up here. What a pace on Obasele.
Well done, young Smith as well. He came across, again, nothing wrong with a wee bit of aggression here on the line, but he came across, covered it well, and shepherded Obasele out of the pitch, so it was really good work. So, but it's good here from the referee. He's just got to calm it down. Last 20 minutes there's always going to be a wee bit of aggression, a wee bit of enthusiasm from the kids, so it's good to see. That's what you want.
Yeah. It was one of those weird situations where Obasele was so convinced he was going to get the foul, he stopped playing.
Yeah, and I think there's an argument for it. Smith did come across him and shepherd him out, but I'll maybe lean on Smith's side there and say it was experience.
Yeah, well, the referee was happy with it, and it's his whistle that counts. Well, Scotland just, the last 10 minutes have bossed this game more. It's almost like we saw at the start of the match, isn't it?
Even for territory, that they're now occupying them in the Irish defensive half at least, which is always a positive sign. But in terms of clear-cut chances, maybe not as many, which I'm sure will be disappointing James Grady, a striker himself back when he was a player. So, but again, great work here from Parrott, stretching them. It's probably what the Scottish team haven't been able to do, is get sustained possession up the pitch. He's won himself a free. It's near enough a corner pretty much, and it's a chance for the centre halves to come up and maybe get themselves a second.
Well, there is a little bit of a breeze blowing around, as you can hear on our microphone, but
not in the commentary box, isn't it?
Not in here. Could do with that here. Keep that door open. But while the match is still at 1-0, while there's only 1 goal in it, all it needs is for Scotland to get a half chance in that Ireland box, and we have a different game in our hands. Meanwhile, it's Ireland with a free kick. Keeper's got to come and claim, and he does well.
He's done well there through bodies, and he's held it well, and now he's distributing out to the full back as well, which is nice to see.
Yes, that was good from Harry Stone, and he's already, here's Dembele. Ball's a little bit too long for him. He's having to go the long way round, and he wins the corner.
No, goal kick now in the end.
Oh, goal kick.
He changed the decision. No, you see, I think he gave it the corner initially, but he changed his decision later on to the frustration of Dembele. So, but you can see again, young Dembele, whether it be Stars up front and the left winger at the minute, they're frustrated because they're not getting much joy. They're not getting much to play off, and they haven't got that much time left here as well.
Now we're down to 60 minutes left to go in this match. Ireland leading 1-0 currently. They have one hand on this Victory Shield. Here comes Obasele, great skills inside, but eventually runs into one man too many. And now Scotland look for the direct routes to Dembele.
And we're starting to see a wee bit of movement on the Scotland bench here. I see one of the subs getting ready to come on, so maybe this is the change that we're talking about in the attacking third, and maybe a slight change in system, maybe in priorities as well.
Yeah. Misjudgment from Scotland centre half there from number 18, Jensen Weir. Sorry, the central defender.
Young Matt Healy again picking it up, linking wide. McEvely into Oko Flex. Wants the shot, has the shot.
Oh,
brilliant goal, well done.
Oko Flex scores for Ireland, and that pretty much gives them the title here with about 15 minutes to go.
Brilliant work down the left side. Picked up from Matt Healy in the middle of the pitch. He's been a safety net the whole way through. We can walk it through here. Oko Flex rides the tackle. Number 11 pushes on. McEvely, lovely little flick, and you can see Oko Flex wants to do it, and he puts it in the bottom right, left corner. Keeper no chance, and you have to say it's deserved across the whole game. So a little sub here, Smith coming off, and oncoming number 11, which is Kai Kennedy for Scotland. Possibly too late now to make an effect.
Yes, Kai Kennedy is on, and Smith was off. Kai Kennedy was one of the star players for Scotland in the match on Wednesday, alongside Dylan Forrest, number 15. I'm very surprised we haven't seen him come on.
And I think that will be it'll be James Grady just giving everyone a fair chance, in fairness, and I think, as I said, the focus won't be here on winning, it'll be more on development, but he will be frustrated in the fact that they haven't threatened the goal of Ireland more often.
Yeah. Well, there's a good cross in and a toe poke at the ball and almost going in. Interesting to note that Dembele now seems to have moved into a more central position here. I think James Grady has asked him to play in a central role, and it looks like Scotland are probably going for 3 up front, or certainly a 2 up front all the time. Yeah, with Dembele hanging off.
They look like they've gone a lot more narrow. It's potentially even a 4-4-2 possibly with in a more of a diamond system. They were traditional and had wide players. Dembele was out wide, but now he's looking at it obviously and thinking, I need to get the wee man on the ball, and already you've got runners off him. Straight away you're starting to see more Scottish bodies running off the front men.
Yeah.
Good
That's
feet,
a nice
well
ball.
done.
Looking to play inside, there's a man inside, and that's just eluded him. Hands gone to the head from Andrew Winter.
Great work by Kieran Dixon there. He came on only a few minutes ago, and we talked about can he make an influence coming into midfield, and that was great work. Dragged it down the left side, fired it across goal, and one of those ones you're just begging to put in if you're a striker.
And really interesting, Damon, listening to your view on the tactics here. You just saw that Diamond coming off straight away. They're playing the ball down the centre. Suddenly Scotland have got 2 players in the mix instead of Dembele hanging out wide.
Yeah, and I think the only frustration from a Scotland point of view is you may be looking at it and think, could we have made these changes maybe 5 minutes earlier before the second goal comes in? Because now they might put all the effort in the world and have a couple of chances, but it might just be too late to affect the result.
Yeah. 12 minutes to go. There will be a little bit of additional time. We've had a couple of injuries, but it's all for Scotland to do here as Ireland running for fun.
Great.
Here's Obasele.
Oh, great skill.
Bit of skills. And the referee waiting for the linesman's notification as to whether that was inside or out, I think, but
yeah,
it was no doubt it was out.
And I think the fullback is unlucky in a lot of ways because he actually reacts to a wee bit of skill by Obasele, and he actually reacts really well, but the challenge for him is that I think he just trods on the foot of Obasele when he's coming through. It's probably not the worst foul in the world because he is out of the game, but now it's trying to defend this one, and you don't want to see 3-0 here with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, so just watching this again as this ball gets out to Obasele. And he's got a bit of pace of him, but he's got some skills on the ball as well. There you go. And yes, rather than a foul, probably, as you say, just a coming together.
Yeah, and I think it's almost a smart one in the end, because it now gives him a chance to defend it, just like a corner. Oko Flex here is looking over this, and will he fire it across or will he try and float it? It's very, very close if he tries to float it in.
Elko Flex looking to just float this one in with the right foot, puts a little bit more pace on it. Saley goes back. Scotland had everybody back for that free kick.
Chance here again. Oh, Oko Flex just didn't read the bounce. You can see he's a boy with talent as well, Oko Flex. He's not afraid to stand them up and use his ability.
Yeah.
Riding high now from his goal as well. So, and Obasele as well has shown already what he's all about. And again, really keen to push him down the line. Good to see young Dembele back defending as well, doing that side of the game.
Ireland leading 2-0. Hunting for a third here. Dembele in centre midfield. Lovely ball out to the wing. There's O'Connor. Dembele from the centre of the shot. He does have the shot with the left foot.
Good strike again. So he's linked further back. You can see putting him in the central position already, getting him on the ball a wee bit more. It's a chance with his kind of talent from that kind of distance. It's tough to put in, but it's where to go, and he hits the target well. And too often Scotland haven't tested Corcoran and goal. He's had a reasonably comfortable evening, Corcoran, and he's just had to kick it and clear up at times. That's about it.
Miller.
Well done, young Dunn. I've been very impressed with the right fullback here for Ireland. The whole game, whether it be defensively or going forward, he's been very impressive. And again, they're good touch on the front foot, and he actually has to be fouled by the Scottish attacker.
Yeah. Well, some of these players, of course, we'll be seeing in the Centenary Shield in a few years' time. That's for under 18 kids. Of course, the Republic of Ireland team that won this last year there is no players from that squad last year. It is a totally different team. Although you fancy that Mr. Dembele will be playing in this event next year.
And I think that's what you have to remember. We've obviously focused a lot of our time here on Dembele, and you can see that even the Scottish management point of view, they're trying to get him in central areas now later on to try and have that kind of influence. But you have to remember his age. You have to remember how young he is and how he's had a great experience at his age. But you've got to be patient with him as well. But
yeah,
I think the hero have been these two, the front two for Ireland. Parrott and McEverett. Parrott in particular has been crucial to everything good that's been going on for Ireland. But McEverett has worked tirelessly, got himself the first goal, and he's doing really well.
Yeah, Mark Everett, number 10 for Ireland, been very good indeed, and that's really been a bit of a difference between these two teams. Scotland finding a little bit of space for a change here, certainly moving a few personnel around. There's a floating ball to the back post, and Ireland were not happy with that. Warning bells were ringing on that cross. Obasele having to get a bit of defending in there with Liam Miller.
Well done, Scotland. They're pushing anyway. They haven't given up, which is nice to see. Young lads, they haven't thrown the towel in. They're still in this, and they're trying to get a result. There's an Irish sub going to come on here. They've just delayed it for the corner. It's number 8 for Ireland, which is Ronan McKinley. He's going to be coming in, but I think they'll wait for the corner to get out of the way and then go from there.
Yes, I think the whistle was for another football, but somebody's thrown the ball back.
Obviously, has a little knock here as well. Referee's over to see him. He seems to be okay. He's back on his feet and back in again.
Just over 7 minutes to go, plus whatever added time. Cross is dangerous onto the edge of the 6-yard box.
And again, the man Parrott back there defending this time, clearing the ball. He's a big lad, but you can see the work rate. He's now upward play again, chasing this next one.
Absolutely.
And now he's on the ball again.
It's a one-man team.
Brilliant. Great to see from him though. Great work rate. A guy clearly with a lot of ability, but he's also willing to put the hard graft in for his team as well. Obviously, good feet again, good skill. A wee bit of frustration there from Kieran Dixon for Scotland.
And we will have a substitution here. Number 13 is coming off.
And that's the lad I've highlighted the whole way through. Matt Healy, I think he's been different class. You can hear even from the crowd here as well. There's a wee bit of appreciation for what he's done. He's been central to everything that they've done. He's only a slight little lad as well, but it just shows you the technical level that he has.
And Ronan McKinley will enter the field for the final 5 or 6 minutes.
And it makes sense for Ireland here. Fresh legs in the middle of the pitch. A wee bit more running, obviously with Dembele now more central, and they've gone to the diamond in the midfield as well. So fresh legs in the middle of the pitch can look after the runners at this stage of the game.
Yes, he's dropped into a defensive midfield role there, by the looks of it, the number 8. Done. Getting a little bit of help there from Power. Cochran picks out Dunn.
Great distribution there from Corcoran. Dunn did well. It's obviously up around his chest. He's done well to win himself a free. And you can see here they're thinking to themselves, there's no rush to get the ball back. Scottish boy's going to get frustrated, but at the end of the day, it's good. It's good experience. It shows you a wee bit of nous from the Irish boys as well.
And we do have another substitution for Scotland. So the number 9, Cole Stars, who's been battling away up front on his own for most of this game without much change, is replaced by Michael Sparks. It's pretty much a straight swap of personnel.
And you have to feel frustrated for the big lad Stars. He's worked tirelessly, he's tried his best, but at the end of the day he's been starved for real chances throughout the game.
In fact, it was almost the same as what happened in the match on Wednesday, where Sparks was battling away up front on his own for most of the game, and Stars came on. In fact, Sparks stayed on and just dropped back into midfield a little bit.
Yeah, and I think being a consistent theme, that'll probably be the learning for the Scottish management from it. That they maybe just haven't created enough. The possession and the statistics they've been nice to watch at times, but the frustration is they haven't put the ball in the net. They haven't even tested Corcoran enough times, and because we haven't even really seen what he's all about in terms of shot stopping and things like that. Dembele had a snapshot from outside the box and his free kick, but other than that, he's been reasonably comfortable in the sticks for Ireland.
Yes, it's been a very accomplished performance from the Irish team here today, who will take this Victor Shield south of the border back to Dublin, unless something extraordinary happens in this next 4 minutes.
Great work by Oko Flex. A little mistake there by the fullback Furlong, but his winger comes back again. Great to see the attacking players willing to do that side of the game and graft for the fullback and help them out. I think you'd have to say Ireland have deserved this on the balance of play so far. Maybe not 2-0, you would say. It's maybe just snuck it by the odd goal, but fair play to Ireland in the strong positions and in the main positions. They've done brilliant. Scotland will be frustrated, even though they've been quite successful in possession, but they haven't actually built on it and really tested the goalkeeper. So it's probably a fair result so far.
Yes, I certainly agree with you there.
Again, Everett, great skill. I've been calling him McEverett all game, so his name's Everett, but great skill. Gets it to Oko Flex, who again is happy to stand him up, back his ability and try and test himself.
Hope Saley wins the head up, and Everett again just trying to get a foot on the ball, but blocked away. Dembele, lovely ball inside to Dixon, the substitute. Scotland running at the Irish defence, but Ireland back in numbers. 8 players behind the ball. Some real fitness on these lads in green. We're in the dying embers of this match here, and every one of them got back. And now, well, here's the man who's usually at the centre of it all as well, Troy Parrott. But this time he lost the ball.
But again, as you mentioned, it's just that commitment to get themselves back behind the ball, and it makes it tough for Scotland, especially in the style they're playing, trying to play through them, trying to play very central. Even just getting your body in behind the ball makes it more of a challenge for the Scottish team. Brilliant, well done again by Parrott, links the ball well, and here comes Furlong, done well on the left wing the whole way through. He's keen to get Oko Flex on the ball here again. Great work. He's got a ball in the box as well, so it'll be interesting now. You watch Okuflex's reaction. Can he fill in for him? Wee bit slower in his recovery, but the midfielders will come across and cover. So it's great to see. It's a real team effort here from the Irish boys. Good work from Parra. He wanted to let it play with a little nibble from the striker, and he's brought it back for a free kick.
Final minutes here. The match just dying out here. Ireland just taking their time on this free kick. They've only got one man ahead of the ball. They're not really looking at us. 6 Scottish players marking 1 Irish player. There you go, there he is. I think it's fair to say that Ireland are happy just to let this one die out now.
And you have to say fair play to Scotland. They've played some good football at times. They played the right way. They've backed themselves, and they've never abandoned their beliefs. Obviously, from the management team down, they're keen to build up from the back and right through the third. So you've got to say fair play to the players. They've executed that really well. They'll just be disappointed in the final third. They didn't get more chances.
Scotland looking for the consolation goal here. Nice play. Dembele goes inside. And Dixon couldn't get that one under control. Here's Everett just hunting alone.
And
Outnumbered.
Dixon's looked sharp since he's come on. He's got into good areas, and I think bringing Dembele in has got his position in the more the ball. That's a good tackle there from the centre half. Not had much to do at the back, but number 4, Conor Power, really strong tackle against Andrew Winter, who stayed down now with a bit of a knock.
Well, fair play. He has just got up and he's jogging back to the action. I believe 1 minute has been called by our 4th official in terms of added time, so we are in the last minute of this match.
No nonsense defending there again from the Irish team. Head it and kick it, put your bodies in the line. It's something that, again, from the Republic or even the Northern Ireland team as well, across all levels, you see that centre halves willing to defend and do the dirty side of the game.
Morrison. Certainly Scotland able to build up better moves since they made the tactical change. But I think Ireland still pretty comfortable with what Scotland have to throw at them.
Yeah, on the balance of play, you'd have to say the result is fair. It's a frustration for Scotland. There is positives for them to take back on the flight or the boat home, but you'd have to say, unfortunately, not enough chances created.
Referee just checking his watch again. Don't forget, we'll be back at 5 o'clock for Northern Ireland versus Wales, the final match of this Victory Shield. Northern Ireland will be looking to both teams looking for second place. Scotland will finish in 4th place, no matter what now. Just the 1 draw out of the 3 matches. So Wales versus Northern Ireland is a game for 2nd place.
I think any second now this might be the last chance. If I was an Irishman here, I would just toss the ball in the box and hope to get a last goal in the last minute. But I would imagine as soon as the ball goes anyway dead here, the referee will blow it up for the end of the game.
Yes, clock is definitely one truly out. Dunn decides to have a little go. Right back having a pop-up goal in the last minute of the match.
Great tackle again
Solid
from Dunn. He's been different class, going forward and at the back, and you can see that kind of eagerness even there in the 82nd minute. He's keen to get the ball, he's keen to work hard for his team and put the tackle in. Chance.
Out to Parrott. Tries to find the top corner.
I would imagine on this goal kick you'll see the end. You can see the referee making shapes here, looking at his watch. I think that's him. He's going to blow it up here on the kick, I'd imagine.
Yes, well, we are into the 3rd minute of extra time, added time, so not sure where that came from. But
maybe he's keen to stay on. If the sun's shining, he wants to keep the game going. He's enjoying himself.
He's enjoying himself.
Well, he's had a good game, the referee as well. He's been sharp on any decisions that he's needed to make. So it's been he's let the game flow at times as well, which has been good.
And there we go. Ireland win the Victory Shield for 2017, and you have to say thoroughly deserved. All 3 matches well, certainly the two matches that we've seen here at Bangor, they were deserved winners in those games.
And a frustrating one for Scotland, but well done to them as well. Some clearly top players in the group, and they'll come again. They'll learn from this experience and build from it. But congratulations to the Republic. They've retained it. It's a massive achievement to do that for 2 years in a row, and you can see the commitment and drive that they got from the team today.
Well, Diarmuid, you'll be joining us at 5 o'clock for the Northern Ireland versus Wales match, so we'll see you back there.
Thank you.
Thanks, Diarmuid O'Carroll, who's here with the Irish FA Club Development Officer and knows a lot about football in this neck of the woods, also over Scotland and down south as well, so great to have him on board. Real good football knowledge. And there you see the final score here. Republic of Ireland have won by 2-0. There will be a presentation of the Victory Shield, so stay tuned. Here you see Paul Osambert, the Irish coach, looking very pleased with himself and his boys. Well, we are going to stay here for just for a short while as we await the presentation of the Victory Shield Trophy to the Republic of Ireland. And fair play to the Scottish team here who stayed out for this presentation as well. Hats off to the James Grady and his boys. As you can see, they're doing this over on the far side of the pitch. Nixon Morton, the chairman of SAFIM, is over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nixon Morton, chairman of SAFIM, will now be presenting the 72nd Victory Shield to the Republic of Ireland captain Kieran Kelly. Congratulations to all 4 countries for taking part in this 72nd Victory Shield, hosted by the Northern Ireland Pool Football Association at the tournament. For this is the 3rd phase of the tournament on a tournament basis, and we thank you for your attendance at all the matches. The next game will feature Northern Ireland against Wales. The kick-off at 5 p.m.
Well, we'll leave things as they are, as you see Northern Ireland being awarded with the trophy there. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Adrian Battersby, and thanks to Diarmuid O'Carroll there, who came in and gave us some very wise words of wisdom. and we'll be back, both of us, for the 5 o'clock match between Wales and Northern Ireland. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.